to help him out. All right, so that brings us to Scotty Moore, who is running for the U.S. House in District 9, which is down there, Osceola County and southern parts of Orange County, correct?
That's right, and it's against an incumbent Democrat, Darren Soto, who, by the way, votes 100% of the time with Nancy Pelosi. He's absolutely complicit for this mess and what's happening all across our nation with the inflation, with the recession, with the border, and then even what's happening here with the DOJ and pushing forward. So the choice could not be more clear, my friends. We need America First candidates and Republicans in office that are going to hold our government accountable.
Well, you heard what he just said. Would you like to comment about what you saw last night?
Absolutely. I think the time has come when we are heading into a very different America, and people need to understand that if we do not rise up, speak up, and show up for the polls right now, that there's a clear choice on which direction we want to go. And we talk about how this government is we the people, and we the people have an opportunity coming up here August 23rd in selecting the right candidate. Not all candidates are alike, and we need to make sure that we're getting the right candidates, America First candidates, ones that support President Trump from the beginning and want that direction, that policy, that type of America to continue on or not. And so what are we going to do? I feel like I'm that guy, and we need more of those types of candidates. We don't need more of Liz Cheney's running the show. We don't need the weak people who are a part of the swamp, and they are being called out right now. And so as far as the DOJ and what's happening, this is nothing new. This is more political theater of what they're doing. They're pushing forward. They're trying to stop President Trump from running in 2024. That's what they're doing. That's their end game.
And that's because they fear him, and they fear that he could be successful in standing in their way of trying to turn us into a banana republic or a socialist paradise in their eyes. And would you seek to be a member of the Freedom Caucus, for instance?
100%. I've had multiple conversations with Mr. Mark Meadows about that. And when I get elected past November 8th, and I absolutely look forward to working with Scott Perry and everyone within Lauren Boebert, MTG, Matt Gaetz, in the Freedom Caucus there, and aligning and putting America First policies in place.
Now, since you were on the show last, you picked up a pretty significant endorsement.
I got to tell you, it was a pretty significant honor to have Senator Ted Cruz give me a call and say, "Hey, Scotty Moore, this is Ted Cruz calling." And when I was up in D.C. doing some meetings actually at CPI, interacting with Chief Meadows.
What's CPI?
Conservative Partnership Institute. That's connected with the Freedom Caucus right there. That's where they're gathering. And Senator Jim DeMint and Mark Meadows, Chief Meadows, are really partners, senior partners running that, pushing forward, giving leadership to it. I was up there doing some interactions, connecting with different members, and I had an opportunity to connect and talk a pretty significant time with Senator Cruz. And we covered a lot of different ranges, and one of the things that he asked is, what are your goals? And I said, listen, one of the goals and one of the purposes of Congress is to hold our government accountable. It's oversight. And I mentioned, what good is it to have checks and balances built into our system if we don't employ those, if we don't use those? They should have been employed sooner, but at some point we need to do that. And I'm talking CDC, NIH, DOJ, Fauci, the IRS, who is now one of the largest institutions combined when you consider the Pentagon, the Department of Defense, all these different agencies put together. The IRS is larger. This is out of control. It's an administrative state that's taking over.
Scotty, how do you think you're doing among younger Americans? Let's say 30 and under. Are you going to be able to drive these people to the polls? Are they motivated to vote Republican? Because we need every person we can to get off the bench and into action.
Well, I tell you what, one of the things we're doing, which I'm not seeing that many campaigns doing, is we're putting a lot of videos out there. We're doing on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. We're trying to show the day in the life of what's happening so they can actually hear who I am, what I believe, why I'm running, why it matters, and to get them involved. Now, they need to understand, people need to understand that there are consequences. And so everyone wants free stuff, but what they don't understand is that free stuff comes at a cost. And so at some point there's a switch that gets flipped on when they start realizing, like, wait a second, you mean this free stuff that I got to pay for it? And so I'm hoping that some of these younger generations start to understand that and start to realize and see firsthand the direction that we're heading as a nation. And we have a choice to make.
Your website?
ScottyMooreForCongress.com. That's Scotty with a Y, Moore for Congress.com. Hey, 23rd of August, 14 days away. Get out, vote, Let's be a part of this. Vote Republican, vote Scotty with a Y.
Yeah, of course, election official day is 2 weeks from today, but early voting has started in both Orange and Osceola counties.
Correct.
So if you got him on your ballot down there in District 9, you can already go ahead and vote for Scotty Moore. And, of course, you got your ballots out there as well.
Chris, you
your
got to
mail-in
admire
ballots.
his enthusiasm, too. Every time we've talked to him, he's as fired up as it gets. And he's very knowledgeable in what we want.
Well, that's what we want. We
That's
want
exactly knowledgeable, fired up,
who got
action
the
people.
fire in the belly to go in there and set this country right, because it's going to be hard work.
Yes, sir. But you know what? It's the mission matters, because we've had too many people who try to sell a bill of goods and then they go in there and they flip. And that's and they're selling America. They're selling our future. They're selling our kids, grandkids, and future great-grandkids, future down. And we're already seeing it happen right now. It matters to get the right people elected, everybody.
All right, when we come back from the break, Scotty Moore will still be with us. I hope you will as well. And you are listening to the American Adversaries radio reality TV show. And starting this week, we got a lineup shuffle here during the week. You got Carl Jackson now exclusively on Monday nights, as he's focusing also on his podcast. And then on Tuesday nights, now you have Breaking Battleground, a brand new show, which is going to debut here tonight at 7 o'clock. And then on Thursday at 8 o'clock, you got Better Brains with Dr. Ken.
Dr. Ken I know. We know him well.
That's right. And the Buff Show is moving to Sunday nights, so you'll be able to catch him Sunday nights after the American Adversaries radio show. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the show. We'll get to that contest challenge here in just a moment. We have Scotty Moore. He's running for Congress, U.S. House District 9. That is Osceola County and southern parts of Orange County there. And once again, early voting has started as of yesterday in both of those counties, as well, of course, as the mail-in ballots, which has gone out. Once again, Scotty has garnered the endorsement of Ted Cruz, who only endorses a couple of dozen candidates each election year. So that was a big get. And can you judge at all by the mail-in ballots that are coming back, how the turnout appears to be going so far? I mean, it's real early. It's real early.
I'll say this. The information that we've gotten is a lot of people who maybe historically have voted mail-in vote. It's not a stretch to understand the fact that there's a lot of hesitancy in mailing those ballots in. So I think a lot of people are turning them in, and they're going to be doing a lot of either early voting now or else day of. But from the ones that are voting and from the feedback, we're hearing great news. We're hearing a lot of anecdotal. We're with you. They love the Fire Pelosi. They love the messaging that we're saying. Take back the House. Fire Pelosi. Save America. That's been our message from the beginning.
And it's ScottyMooreForCongress.com if you'd like to continue to make contributions, as well as you can get signs there and stuff like that?
Absolutely. Listen, we need ammunition, and we're putting lead on target, but it takes ammunition, and that ammunition are dollars. The donations are the fuel for the campaign. So $5, $10, all the way to the max of $2,900. You guys can go Scotty with a Y. Jump on the site. We got a bunch of information. I just released a 30-second TV commercial that's going to be airing on Fox Business, so you can see it there on the website, on my Facebook, social media, pumping it out. It's got over 20,000 views. So,
well, and ladies and gentlemen, he's also basically, let's just say he's put it all on the line for the country. And so if you want somebody who's got it all there and is going to put all his effort into doing what's right for that district, Scotty's your man.
Yeah, I appreciate it because, listen, we were talking about this off air, but no country is great without sacrifice. And our country has had tremendous sacrifice. And we're at where we're at because of that sacrifice, but we're at risk of losing it. And it's going to take great courage, great strength, and great sacrifice to continue to fight. We need men of courage at all levels and women, and that's what it's going to take.
And I know we've talked about this before when you were on the show before, but go ahead and tell the folks again why you were running. I mean, what really drove you to this?
Yeah. So I remember specifically where I was at in my home office, and I called a buddy of mine, and I said, "You're not going to believe this, but I feel tremendously called to run for U.S. Congress." And he said immediately, he said, "Scotty, I've been waiting for you to step into that." And so when I told my wife this great news, I think her exact response was, no.
Real encouragement. encouragement, right,
No,
Scotty?
because she knew what was going to be coming. She knew the attack. She knew that she was thinking through the lens of a wife, a mother, protecting her kids, the family.
Sure.
Of course, right?
She's the nurturer, the protector.
I mean, she's like, what on earth would you want to subjugate our family to this attacks and this craziness? I mean, look at what's happening to President Trump, what's happened to him, right? I mean, why? And I said, let's pray about it. Let's take, and days turned into weeks, turned into months, and it took about 6 months. But the Lord clearly spoke to her and said, you need to release Scotty. I've made him for this. And just because this is something you would never choose to do on your own doesn't mean I haven't prepared and created a way for Scotty. And
Are you fluent in Spanish, Scotty?
Yeah, so I speak Portuguese fluently and Spanish. So I lived in Brazil for 6 years. Eu falo português fluentemente. Eu morei 6 anos no Brasil. Eu também hablo espanhol. And so I traveled around South America, Buenos Aires, Argentina, Santa Cruz, Bolivia, Quito, Ecuador, doing some leadership development training, teaching, training, and equipping people. And so just because I'm the white guy with a red beard doesn't mean I don't have any game here. So.
That's great.
That's a fact.
Yep.
And now you're on the right side of all of the conservative issues, and you're America First candidate. And who would you prefer to see as the president and for the Republican Party, the nominee in 2024?
Well, I think President Trump is. I mean, this is solidified in my mind. If there's any question right now, where he's made reference a number of times, and I think he's tested and true. I support President Trump. If he were to run, I would support him because this is the reason why. On my card from the beginning, I put Trump Republican because his policies have been good for America. What he did, pro-religion, pro-life, the most pro-life president, he took care of all of the promises that he said he was going to do. He built the wall, energy independence, strong America, strong borders, strong economy across all social economic situations and realities. None of the stuff that would have happened in Afghanistan or happened in Ukraine would be happening right now if we had President Trump. Peace through strength, that Reaganism. I believe we need to go back to that. He doesn't get credit for the peace deals that he brokered in the Middle East. A lot of our country was better off, and we were attacked, and he didn't get credit for it, by the way, not much. He was attacked by the media. He was attacked by the Democrats. He was attacked by Republicans, and he was even attacked from within his own administration, yet he accomplished so much in those 4 years.
All right, last few seconds.
Scotty, one quickie is, what do you think your Democratic opponent is going to say? I don't think he has anything to say after hearing.
How do you defend the fact that you vote 100% of the time with Nancy Pelosi? How do you defend that? I mean, I don't know. How do you spin that? You can't. That's unspinnable. You just try to switch the conversation 100% of the time with Nancy Pelosi. He's absolutely complicit with where we're at right now.
All right. Once again, ScottyMooreForCongress.com. ScottyMooreForCongress.com. He's running for U.S. House District 9. Once again, that's Osceola County, southern parts of Orange County, and
just a sliver of Polk County. So I mean, if you want to, but it's Lake Nona, the airport, Conway, Belle Isle, SeaWorld, Hunters Creek, Celebration, and then down.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Look for him on your ballot.
Scotty Moore, with a Y.
Scotty with a Y. ScottyMooreForCongress.com. Thanks for coming in tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, when we come back, we got Colonel Calvin Wimbish going to be on with us, and he's running for U.S. House District 10. So we'll have him when we come back. We'll also give you Thursday night's contest challenge. Tomorrow night we're going to be on the road. And also, what else? And don't forget, it is a Trumpin' Tuesday, and every Trumpin' Tuesday is brought to us by Sutherland Nissan. They're located at East Colonial Drive and Chickasaw Trail. They also have other dealerships that you can find at their website, which is OrlandoNissan.com, where you'll also find all the great deals they got going on, which they have something going on all the time. That's OrlandoNissan.com. We'll be right back.
Powerful explosions rocked a Russian airbase in Crimea and sent towering clouds of smoke over the landscape.